Hour 2, live in Los Angeles. It's The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Thanks for making us part of your day. We're right in the middle of the summer. Camps open up. A lot to talk about. Big Ten predictions coming down. NFL camps opening up. J-Mac, Joel Klatt's going to be joining us in 5 minutes to talk about that Big Ten stuff. J-Mac, I loved having Paul Pierce on, by the way. He really made a smart comment. Basically, the three people playing really well in the Olympics for us are LeBron, AD, and Bam, because they're allowed to play the exact same way they play with their teams. Everybody else is asked to do a different thing, and they're all kind of struggling. LeBron has the ball in L.A., AD is the power player down low, and Bam defends, rebounds, scores, his own way. You don't have to design play. Everybody else on the team, you're having to design new roles for them. And Paul I haven't heard anybody say that. Perfect. The three guys playing well, playing great, are allowed to just do what they do during the regular season and playoffs of the NBA.
The only thing he missed was the three-point shooting of opponents. I mean, Germany shot over half their shots were threes, Colin.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for beating the U.S.
I also think Steve Kerr's an offensive coach, and I do think all the defensive stuff will come in time. But to ask a bunch of old veteran players, hey, here comes Germany and South Sudan. You're a 41-point favorite. Lock them down defensively. It's easier to get older players to buy into your offensive stuff than your defensive stuff. Okay, so we got into this discussion yesterday. And I've said this before. Timing and talent have a lot to do with how quarterbacks get paid. At any point, based on when you signed your contract, a Patrick Mahomes can be the sixth highest paid quarterback and Kirk Cousins can be the highest. But if I was a general manager or you were, and we paid quarterbacks on what they should make in terms of winning, production, health, the ability to elevate others, I made a list yesterday, and I think it comes into three tiers. This is how I think the quarterback should be paid in order based on 4 or 5 factors. A big one is health. You got to be available. A second one is, winning. And a lot of that's regular season. Are you productive consistently? And the other thing is, do you elevate others? If others elevate you, you don't make my list. A lot of quarterbacks, I would say Brock Purdy, is elevated by the coach and the roster. There's no proof he's elevating. Garoppolo got to a Super Bowl and lost. That Brock Purdy to this point hasn't done anything Garoppolo didn't do. Do you elevate your franchise, your coach, your team, your receivers? That's what we saw C.J. Stroud do. We're like, wow, he's elevating others. My argument, though, has been Dak is elevated by others. The more Dak reliant the Cowboys have become, the more he throws 40 times or more, they have a bad record. So this is, do you elevate others? Are you productive? Do you win? Are you healthy? And here's the order I would pay quarterbacks. It's not the 10 best. It is how I would pay them based on my ramifications. Number 1 would be Patrick Mahomes. 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. He just won a Super Bowl back-to-back where his leading receivers were Rashee Rice and Juju Smith-Schuster. He is, without question, the best and should be highest paid quarterback in the league. Number 2, somebody who hasn't missed a game since his rookie season, Josh Allen. 51 total touchdowns last year, led the NFL. 10 more than any other quarterback. 10 more. Number 3, and this is the next 4. I believe the first 2 are on a different level. The next 4 are quarterbacks I like, but they have a flaw. Lamar Jackson, I worry that he can't win in the postseason, but I would make him number 3. He has the second highest winning percentage in this league behind only Mahomes, and he is, without question, the best dual-threat quarterback in league history. Number 4, I worry about his age, but Matt Stafford maybe has the second best arm in the league. He is probably, in terms of ability, 2-minute drill to run an offense, as good as anybody, including Brady, maybe with the exception of Brady. A great 2-minute quarterback, great arm, silly arm talent, excellent leader, academic at the line of scrimmage, but the ability to ad-lib into touchdowns. Number 5, big concerns about his health, Joe Burrow. Highest completion percentage in league history. Offensive line and injury histories worry me, but I feel like he is the one quarterback in the league that can go toe-to-toe with Mahomes and equal him in accuracy and efficiency. Health, the big concern. And finally, Jared Goff doesn't miss games. Oh, by the way, led the NFL last year in passing yards, including the playoffs, 5,400. He led the sad sack Detroit Lions to their first NFC championship in 33 years. But he's not mobile, strictly a pocket quarterback. The final 4 would be in my third category, rising stars. Not everything's perfect yet. I think we'll have answers and results after this year. Number 1, Justin Herbert, first quarterback in league history to begin his career without much support on the O-line with 3 straight 4,000-yard passing seasons. Number 8, C.J. Stroud. I know it's 1 year. The kid's accuracy, poise, and ball placement is insane. First player in league history with over 4,000 yards passing and a passer rating over 100 as a rookie. I don't think he's got a lot of mobility. His comp was always Goff, but he's got more than Jared. The kid had a remarkable rookie year. Next up, Jordan Love. Week 10 on, behind a young O-line and the youngest group of receivers and tight ends, was the best statistical quarterback in the league. I know it's only been 8 weeks, but what I saw in those 8 weeks was a guy that walked into Dallas and was significantly more accurate, more athletic, and more poised than Dak Prescott. He's number 9. And 10, I worry about the turnovers, but he was the best high school and college quarterback, and he got this team a playoff win throughout dysfunction, Trevor Lawrence. 3 different head coaches already with the Jaguars. A bit of a mess. Back-to-back 4,000-yard passing seasons. This is his best roster yet. Tall, good arm, mobility, Trevor Lawrence at 10. So these, if I was GM, this is the order in which these would be the 10 highest paid players. Mahomes and Allen are superstars. Lamar, Stafford, Burrow, Goff, great quarterbacks with a concern or a flaw. And tier 3, Herbert, Stroud, Love, and Lawrence, rising stars who I think by the end of this season, there will be no argument they should be top 10 in compensation. Jalen Hurts, for the record, was number 11, but he's had 1 great year with a coordinator who's now a head coach. Dak, I had at 12. McIntyre, that's a grimace.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has to be on this list, Colin.
He was 11.
I mean, Burrow at 5 is a little reactionary to a couple of injuries.
A couple? 4 straight? Couple?
Jared Goff ahead of Jalen Hurts, that's insanity. That to me is just crazy.
Well, Jared Goff, and health is one of my 4 components, from college to pro, starts every week. He's a little like Eli. It's not always pretty. He's always there on Sunday. Come from behind wins, accuracy, yardage, production, always healthy. The most undervalued quarterback in the league, Jared Goff. For the record, Detroit got better when Stafford left. And I have Stafford above him because I think he's got all-world arm talent.
Well, their roster got better. And Ben Johnson turned into an amazing offensive coordinator.
Just throwing it out there. Joel Klatt. Big Noon Conversations, Dan Lanning, Oregon. Dan Lanning, Oregon's the next one. All right, so now here we are. We're getting to the point now where people are giving us their predictions for the Big Ten. So I think the predictions have been pretty accurate. Ohio State's favored, Oregon second. I think by a stretch they're the best teams. I think Penn State's got a good coach and an excellent young quarterback, so I think they should be third. USC is about 5th or 6th with Iowa. So I want to start with this. I think USC you can say what you want about Lincoln Riley, but in 2 years, they're averaging 40 points a game, and he took over